get better at hitting my buttons to turn the music off and then switch over. I have to work on that because that was a bit awkward. Hello, good evening. Tonight we are making UV glitters and glow glitters from scratch, right? Some housekeeping first. First of all, this is not my original idea. Way back in another lifetime over in another group, a lovely lady named Melanie Winata. I'm not sure if any of you guys know her, but she's been around a lot longer than even I have. She actually did a tutorial many moons ago, like we're talking maybe 3 years ago. She did a tutorial in their group. I saw it. I started doing it for myself. So I am just replicating what I have been taught. This is not my original idea. Second housekeeping thing is it's gotten back to me that some of you don't like my start screen. There's reasons why I do it, right? The minor reason is that it gives the notifications time to get out to everybody and give people time to jump on so that they don't miss anything in the beginning, right? But the major reason is I have complex PTSD. One side effect of that is that I have really bad social anxiety, and sometimes it can be a little bit debilitating. So that start screen helps me take a couple of deep breaths and pep talk myself, right? You've got this, Laura. You know what you're doing, Laura. You can do this, Laura. Follow the steps, Laura. You can do, right? And it psychs me up a little bit so that I can actually hit that button where we flick over and I can actually talk to you. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry you don't like it, but it's not about you. It's not you, it's me, okay? I do it so that I can pump myself up to be able to go live for you guys, because I've been going live and doing tutorials for, it'll be 3 years in February next year, and I still need to talk myself into it. Not so much when I advertise it, like I know what I want to do and I'll go for it, but come that 5 to 10 minute gap between me being ready for a live and me actually going live, my mind can go a bit woo, and I just need to, right? So I do apologise if it is a little bit annoying. All I can suggest to you is if you know that I'm going live at say 8:30, by about 8:32, 8:33, you should be seeing my ugly mug instead of that start screen. But I just wanted to explain why I do it. That's me. But tonight we're going to be making UV and glow glitters. So I'm just going to check comments first. Sonia says hello. Hello, Sonia. Tanya says hello. Chris says hello. Nicole says hello. Rebecca says hello. Everybody says hello. Yvonne, hello. Thank you, Sonia. Sonia says, I like the start of the live. Look, finding music on YouTube that doesn't suck is a big part of the battle. But yeah, it really is. It helps get the notifications out so that none of you miss the beginning, but it really is just for me to go, right, I'm live. I have to get in the mindset of going live. Which, fun fact, is also why in all of this time that you've known me, you've only ever seen me do one impromptu live where it's not tutorial style, it's just me having a go, right? Because that kind of... Anna and Belinda and Lindy, they're really good at doing that kind of live. That's not me. It scares the shit out of me. So I let them do that, and I'm the tutorials girl, and I like my job. I won't give up my job for anything. But what we're going to do is turn off my ugly mug and get into it. So we are making, they are white to colour. Honestly, I have never tried colour to colour because I don't have any glow or UV powders that aren't white, right? So I've only ever done it. You will need, we are using the purple glow powder from LBB Resin. This will go white to purple. And we're also using the, please focus, I might turn that off, the blue UV pigment from Glitter Your World. Okay, so any glow, this one's glow, Laura, please focus. Hello, there we go. Any glow or UV powder will work if it's a white to colour. Okay, I like these two brands because I know that these two brands are high quality. Black Magic Glitter, I know that she's not operating anymore, but if you guys ever got her glow powders, they work as well. They're actually what I used to use until I ran out, and obviously we can't get any more. So you do need your white to colour powder. You will also need some alcohol. Now, this is my pour bottle and this is my spray bottle, but these aren't actually what they are anymore. I'll see if it'll fit. I get these babies because I only have to buy one every 12 months, right? It's the Salon Formula one. It's 5 litres and I only have to get one, well, it depends on how much I'm using, but between like 12 to 18 months. I bought that bottle when the pandemic started and I've used maybe a third of it. So you do need pure alcohol. I use the 99%. Hi, Donna. Chris says, your start screen gives me time to get comfy. See? Benefits you too. Alcohol, glow powder, baking paper, a butter knife, some paper towel to wipe, butter knife, a little measuring cup or a shot glass, which I will grab now, something to scoop your powder out with, and the most important part is the glitter. Now, on my glitter wall, I have 22 white iridescent glitters that I could use for this project, but I'm a sparkle snob and I don't like I shouldn't say wasting my glitter, but you know what I mean. Like, because we're making quite a big chunk of it, if you only had 50 ounces of, say, let's pick one off the wall, moon dust. Who's moon dust by? I don't remember. Okay, let's go with tambourine from Sparkles then, because I know that tambourine's from Sparkles, right? If I buy 50 grams of that, I don't want to use the whole 50 grams to make another kind of glitter. So I actually buy the rainbow lights from Spotlight. This is $12 for 200 grams, right? So it's not super cheap, but being 200 grams, like, I've made a fair few out of this bottle and I still have enough left to do this tutorial, right? So if you're not making ounces and ounces of the stuff, this will get you between 4 to 6 colors out of one $12 glitter, and then you're not using your good stuff that you could be using by itself for other projects to make this. So that's the glitter that I'm going to be using tonight. Now, fair warning, I've done this tutorial 3 other times in a live. 2 out of that 3 times, I've gotten halfway through the live and Facebook has shut me down. And that's because when you're mixing the powder, like the liquid, into the glitter and you're doing it with a butter knife, it does kind of look like you're cutting cocaine. So I think I get flagged for drug use. So if it cuts out, I will have to start up again, but I will be keeping an eye on that as well. But just cross your fingers that the Facebook bots, because they're all robots now, I don't think they have very many actual human beings on their staff anymore. So let's hope that the robots have gone to bed early. We're going to start with the UV pigment. I'm just going to grab my UV light so that you can see what we're working with tonight. But it starts white and then it goes blue. Okay, so once I mix this into the glitter, that's the change that you're going to see in the glitter. Okay. Nicole says, I'm loving your sexy voice tonight. I hope you feel better soon. Can you hear it? Man, that's not me being sick. That's my hay fever. We had a massive storm. I've avoided it so far this year, right? But we had a massive storm last night and I woke up this morning. It was like all the flowers were like, fuck yeah, rain! Right? I've got such bad sinuses, right? But that's my hay fever. I've got really watery eyes and my head's all funny and I'm not having a good time. But now, like, I had to go to the gym this afternoon because Logan was having team photos done. And I had my mask on and everything, but I was so paranoid somebody was going to think, like, I had COVID or a cold or something and make me go away. Because I take the antihistamines, I take are a 24-hour one, but I take it in the morning when I wake up so that I don't have a shitty day. But once you get to like 5, 6 o'clock, even though they're 24-hour ones, you feel it starting to wear off. So that's about where I am now. I'm stuck between where it's no longer effective and being able to take another one. Okay, so first step is we're going to dump about half the amount of glitter that I have left in my thing. Right, if you want to be particular about it, and you want to weigh it up, I don't ever bother, I just go by eye. But I am going to move this way just a little bit so I'm more in frame for you guys. Okay, so into my little mixing cup, I'm going to spoon a decent amount because I want the effect, right? I want it to... Oh, no, don't spill it. Scoop up as much as I can. Yeah, I want it to be incredibly effective. I don't want it to be a little bit blue. I want it to be a lot blue. And I think I'm just going to clean that up, to be honest. I don't think I have the patience to clean that up tonight. Bye, powder. Okay. We're off to a flying start. Okay. That light's just not going to cooperate tonight, is it? There we go. So it's a decent amount of powder. I mean, this stuff a little bit goes a long way. Because I missed some, I'm going to put another spoonful in. Right, so you don't need heaps, but you don't want to be stingy with it either. Rebecca, I know, but I don't I don't like anything going up my nose. I've had to be tested for COVID once in this whole pandemic. And apparently now they do like oral swabs. But way back in the beginning it was nasal or nothing, and nope. Nope. I can't do nasal sprays. Crystal, that's exactly right. Like, I love how Facebook thinks that I have that kind of bank account. Hey. Like, it would be nice. Okay, I'm gonna get a little stirring stick. Do I have any left? Oh, I do. Bonus points. I like these little sticks. I use them when I'm mixing like pigments into resin and stuff as well. I don't even remember where I got them from, but I got a pack of 10 from somewhere. And it's my last one, so if you can see, I've cleaned it like 700 times. But I like them. I think actually Ness has them from Tech Wrap. Like, you know the little coffee stir sticks, the metal ones that people use for resin? I need to get me some of them. They'd be more cost effective. Alright, so the alcohol, I'm going to pour. That's what I reckon, about 15 mils. 10 mils. Obviously, the more glitter you do, the more you'll need. Again, I'm sorry guys, I don't measure it. I just go by eye, right? My general rule is do it until you think that there's enough and then put a little bit more in. Right, same with the powder. Spoon it in until you think it looks like a good amount and then go again. Just a little bit more. But you want to mix really, really well your powder into your alcohol. And then we're going to spread this out. Going to pour our alcohol mixture over the top. Okay, now I need to move some glitters because my knife is getting caught. I use the silicone pet mats from Kmart. That's what this is here. But they have a lip around them and I can't get to the glitter. So let's move it this way a little bit. Okay, so once you've poured your mixture on, you've got to cut it through. Right, so you fold and chop, and what this does is that mixture that we made is going to coat every single little fleck of glitter. And this is the bit that I always get into trouble for. See, to me, it doesn't, like, if you logged on, look, even if I put the light on, right, if you logged on and saw that, see how fucking sparkly that is, as if you're going to think... Right, these fucking idiots. But this is the bit that I always get flagged for, so I'll just keep an eye on my screen while I'm talking. My 3-year-old daughter is having the same issues at the moment. She makes me sound like Donald. I think I sound like Fran Fine. You know her? Really nasally. Oh, I don't like it. But yeah, no, I'm not sick. I'm just getting screwed by flowers, literally. They didn't even buy me dinner first. Now I'm being nasally. What's the word I'm looking for? Not intervening. They're taking advantage of my nasal passage without my consent. I can't even think of the word. I'm so tired. Right, you'll start to know when it's kind of getting there because there's nothing loose. Right, so obviously you can tell all of that is wet. Right? You just want to keep mixing until you're 100% sure that there's no loose bits left. Right, that's why you move it around, because usually you'll see, right? But that is just about done, and then I'll show you what it looks like under the UV light. Wet my knife. Where did I put the, oh, here. Okay, so white. Kelly, we've already had that discussion. This is the live, right? I was saying before, I've done this live 3 times already, and 2 out of those 3 times, around this time in the live, Facebook kicks me off because they think exactly the same thing, right? But we've got, I'll turn this back on just for this bit so you can see the sparkles. We've got white. We have blue. Ta-da! Isn't that cool? Right. Ta-da! So, this is done now. Right. I'm just gonna chop it out so that it's spread out a little bit. And now this will go behind me. I just need... This will go behind me, and I'm going to let it dry overnight. Now, when you know that it's ready, I put all of my glitters into a shaker. So whether you put it into a shaker or a bag or however you store your glitter, this is going to go back to what we saw in the beginning, right? Dry glitter. It's going to look like, you know, glitter that's supposed to be in a shaker. It's not going to have this wet, chunky look to it anymore, right? So once I've, you know, folded a little bit, make sure that all the areas are really dry, because you don't want to go putting wet glitter into a container or a shaker or anything. That's bad news. Okay, so once it is completely dry, because all of the alcohol will evaporate out of it, but it will leave the pigment behind. Ah, see, science, yay! So once this is dry, this will go into a shaker, and then I've got myself a brand new white to blue UV. Okay, so I'm going to put this behind me. We're going to do exactly the same again, but this time we're going to use a glow. Okay. And it's exactly the same process, but I thought I'd do one of each just in case, like Kelly and Belinda, they missed the start. We're going to do it exactly the same again. Okay, so I just used, where did I put it? Nope, that's the one we're about to use. I just used the Glitter Your World blue UV pigment. It's the white to blue, and that's the one that we use. So this one that we just made will change in the sun. Okay, and you'll see the effect straight away. You need pure alcohol. You need your pigment that you're using. You need a white glitter. I was explaining, I use this one because it's $12 for 200 grams. And then you don't have to, like, use your good stuff to make it. We're going to dump that on there. get a medicine cup. Put our purple. This is a bit chunky, but that's okay. It'll dissolve. This is white to purple glow powder. Right, so whereas the one that we just made will show up like what the baubles that Anna put up today, if anybody saw them. They went from white to, was it pink or purple? When she walked outside, that's what the glitter we just made will do. All you've got to do is walk out in the daylight and it'll change instantly. This one is a glow glitter, so you can use it. If anybody's seen the cups that people are making with the naughty words on them, but the naughty words show up with the UV and the glow, right? So some people are doing with UV, so as soon as you walk outside it shows up. But I've also seen them where they do it with the glow powder, so you don't actually see it in the daytime, but when it's sitting on the bench at night time, it's swearing at you. But yeah, glow. So again, actually I might see, this is what I do. I go, yeah, that looks about enough, and then I go back and add a little bit more because I get paranoid. But we are using a little bit more glitter than we just used, so I am going to add, without spilling it this time, a little bit more. And then we want to add, do you use it like normal glitter? Yes, Yvonne. Now, some resins have a UV inhibitor in them, right, to stop them from going yellow. Sometimes if you use a lot of layers of one of them and they're really thick layers, it can mess with the change, because the UV light that affects the glow and the UV change can't penetrate through. So just be really careful of that. I use Diamond Coat by Just Resin. That has a UV inhibitor in it, but I haven't had a problem with the ones that I make. But I also exclusively use Glitter Your World and LBB Resin. And as I mentioned before, when I used to make them, I used to use the Black Magic Glitter glow powders, UV powders, sorry, and never had a problem with them either. I was using EX74 at the time, which also has a UV inhibitor in it, but I have not used anybody else's, so I can't speak for any other brand. But yeah, maybe just test. I've lost my stirring stick. Maybe just test it in some resin first to see if it changes before you go making up. I've lost my stirring stick, guys. I didn't throw it out. What have I done with it? Tragedy. Okay. Let's use, that was my last one too. I'm going to use the end of a spoon instead. So yeah, if you are using it from somewhere else, if you've used it under resin before and you know that it works, then no need to. But if you've never used it or you buy it in, just test it in like a little bit of powder and a little bit of resin in a mold or something, and make sure that the resin doesn't mess with the effect. Do you find the Spotlight White glitter turns yellowish tinge over time under resin? No, I haven't. But that would be more likely due to your resin going yellow than the glitter going yellow. All resin, doesn't matter what resin you use, all resin will yellow over time, and that is why I try my very best to avoid white cups where I can. Obviously, sometimes you can't avoid it, but I do I do try to avoid it where I can. But that's the resin going yellow. Now, some resins do yellow a lot quicker than others, and this comes back to the UV inhibitor that I was just talking to you about. Just Resin's Diamond Coat has it in it. EX74 has it in it. The new Amazing Clear Cast Plus, which I'm currently trialing, has it in it. And that UV inhibitor stops it going yellow so quickly. Some other resin, the Illuminite Amazing Clear Cast, not the Plus, but the like basic, the old version, right? That has a really bad reputation for going yellow very quickly on like light and white bases. But all resin eventually goes yellow. But it just, yeah. I'll show you an example in a second. Do I have it in here? No, I don't. I will post an example tomorrow. I have an old Amazing Clear Cast cup that's gone really gross, and then I'll put it up against one that I made a couple of months ago with diamond coat. That's just about done. Okay, so we want to pour our mixture again. Oh, there was some chunky bits. We don't want the chunky bits. They can stay. Okay, so once your mixture's in, we're going to do what you guys jumped in on before. We're going to fold and chop it, because then that mixture that we just poured over the glitter, we want that to coat every single little speck. And so far, so good. We're going all right. I hope. I haven't had any broadcast interruption notifications, so I'm hoping you can all still see me. But again, you'll know when you're there, because when you move it around, you won't be seeing any loose bits anymore, right? It'll all look like wet sand, right? Pretty sparkly sand, but wet sand. I reckon that's just about done. Okay, so again, I'm going to space it out. Actually, I'll show you guys first. I'm going to put it in a pile because I do like a flair for the dramatic. And then once it changes colours, I can be like, voila, and do what I did with the blue. You know how I separated it so the white showed up? I'm such a visual person. Okay, so we've got white. I'm going to hit it with my lamp. Oh yeah, it's working. It's working. I was about to say, my dumb ass is sitting here like, here, let me show you the glow powder. And I have, well, this light's off, but I have my computer screen light and my fluorescent light, and then the light that's on the other side of the curtain. But no, you can still see it. If I go like this, look at that, ta-da! Isn't that pretty? That's real purple. It's like a lavender purple to the naked eye. I know it's probably coming up blue. Let's see if I can... See that? Isn't that cool? It's like a lavender purple. And on my screen it looks blue. The lavender purple. So that's the glow. Right? So again, I'm going to fan it out. I'm going to wait. Obviously in winter it's going to take longer than in summer. Right? The weather's dropping outside at the moment. We had a horrible storm. Like, I'm talking hail the size of 5 cents per, and I know I shouldn't complain, because it could have been a lot worse. But, I mean, in the almost 5 years that I've been here, we've never had a storm that's had hail in it. It usually fizzles out by the time it hits. Crystal, are you still here? My friend Crystal lives about a 20-minute drive away in the next township over, and the storms usually fizzle out by the time they hit her, so that by the time it gets to Port Macquarie, because it's so close to the ocean, we'll get like the light show and the thunder and some rain and stuff, but not really hail. I'm in Port Macquarie, Tanya, on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. Oh, she's here! But yeah, we had hail that was like a 5 cent piece. And then today it was stinking hot again, but the clouds were coming over before and the wind was picking up, so I'm waiting for more rain. I don't think it'll be as bad as last night, but I'm waiting for more rain. But this should be dry overnight. Right, obviously in the dead of winter, it might take a little bit longer. It might take a day instead of like overnight. But you can tell that it's dry when it goes back to looking like it did to begin with, right? When it goes back to looking like normal, dry, loose glitter, you know that it's ready to put in your jar or your shaker or anything. Just make sure you label it. But, actually, that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put a G for glow. Alright, so I'm going to let this dry overnight. We're going to let our UV one dry overnight as well. But I will take photos of what it looks like in the morning and I'll show you. But that's my tutorial for this evening. That's all that I've got for you guys. So it's nice and simple. I do recommend buying this, or even if you buy a nice iridescent white from, the group is called, hang on, I'll see if I can tag it, Glitter by Kate. It used to be Linda B's glitter. Is it Glitter by Kate? Kate's Glitter. My bad. I'm going to tag it. Right. Anybody that used to buy off Linda B, that's Linda B sold her business to this lady. So it's the same glitter. It is really good value, especially if you do baubles, right? Because she sells big 100 grams. It's not super high end, right? Like Sparkles custom mixes and stuff like that. But I mean, I've been doing this 4 years and I still buy off her in a lot of colours because they're just really pretty and they do provide really good coverage. But she has some iridescent whites that would work as well. If you don't have a spotlight or you don't want to pay postage on spotlight or anything like that, look into that glitter as well. I'm just going to pin that. But that is all that I have for you this evening. I'm just going to catch it. Dorothy, you're at the end, but we're jumping off so you can catch the replay. You're in Pigment. I saw something. Did you guys get hit really hard? I saw something about Pigment when I was scrolling through my Facebook. You got hit really hard as well, didn't you? I know Brisbane Airport had a bloody tornado. I don't know what's going on in Queensland. Maybe Mother Nature decided she was going to keep the borders closed after all. She's like, no planes are going to land today. It was absolutely insane here at Port. The lightning was insane, beautiful but insane. I love storms. I love the power. There is so much primal power in a storm. I don't like the damage that storms can cause, like the consequence of the storm. But a really good storm that has, like, it's just wind and rain and lightning and I love watching storms, especially when they roll over the ocean. I love watching storms. Yeah, Crystal, just on a side note, guys, sorry, Crystal, if you look on the Port Macquarie notice board, people are posting all of their storm photos. There's some crazy photos of the lightning. Crazy photos. I remember saying something about it, Tanya, but as long as you're safe. The pub got flooded, no! No more schnitties. I'm such a sucker for a chicken schnitzel, man. If you buy me a chicken schnitty with chips and salad and mushroom sauce and you ask me anything, you've got like a 95% chance I'll say yes. Your odds increase tenfold if you're feeding me chicken schnitty with mushroom sauce. Would this work without a really sparkly glitter? I have a white glitter which I hate. Go for it. Right? If you've got a white glitter, I mean, I just like using the iridescent glitters because that's what this is. Right? But if you have a matte white glitter that you're not ever going to use and you don't have any UV or glow glitters, turn it into one. Because you've got more chance of using it if it's got a colour change in it, yeah? Because what you can do, if it's a matte glitter, you can put it as your base as you normally would, put your decals or whatever it is over it, and then get a white, like, iridescent glitter or something, add the tiniest little bit into the coat of resin that goes, like, the coat before the final coat, and put that over the top of it. Because you're still going to get the colour change from that base coat, but that tiny little bit of white, like iridescent, the sparkly glitter into that coat of resin, the clear resin, is going to give it a little bit of sparkle factor as well. And then you, 2 birds, 1 stone, man. Problem solved. And then you use it up and it's not a waste. They're lots of fun, hey Nicole? But yeah, that's all that I've got for you. If you have any questions or you happen to catch the replay, please comment below and I will come back and have a chat with you. Otherwise, I'm going to go and take some Nurofen and have my cup of tea and go to bed. But thank you very much for joining me tonight, guys.